Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we have some pretty fun PlayStation 6 news. Now, I do want to go and say, we always like hearing these new leaks for the PS5 Pro, the next Xbox, or PlayStation 6. But obviously, don't forget, a lot of these things will be a little bit more on the farther outside. But we're actually now seeing some intriguing big changes that might be coming now for the next generation console. So we might be having like the occasional leak when it comes to the PlayStation 6 even, because we kind of have a good idea of what the PS5 Pro is going to be. We're kind of got it mostly locked down on specs, and right now, as I mentioned, the Xbox has been in the works for either its own mid-generation refresher, like an Xbox Series X Pro, or, well, the next Xbox in general. But the PlayStation 6, if it does want to come out within the next, like, 5 years or so, without any doubt in my mind, especially because we've seen some leaks already, has already been in the works for quite some time. But right now, we're seeing a very big, intriguing change up on what might be changing internally in terms of the hardware themselves they have on the PlayStation 6 due to a job listing. We also have some other little various gaming news as of right this second, so be on the lookout for that as well throughout the video. So make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on if you guys enjoyed the video. We also have the Twitter and Twitch room down below. Later on tonight, we will probably be playing and checking out a one-shot for Sonic's Hellblade. I'm also a bit tempted to go play it on YouTube too as well. We might do a little double mini stream if I can figure it out. I'm not really sure. So maybe be on the lookout for that, but if not, no worries. And of course, I just appreciate you guys also for watching, so follow the Twitch. Regardless, we'll check it out. So as I mentioned, the PlayStation 6 is getting a little bit in the news. So right now, we're on this weird limbo where we're probably almost gung-ho on the Xbox, PlayStation 5 Pro. But as I mentioned, the PlayStation 6 will probably take a decent bit of time to be made, but you need to be working on it now. You have a lot of testing, you have to do QA, product management, overall cost analysis, and sometimes you even have to make certain things like operating systems and brand new just internals. You have to go bounce around, see the best price points, and it's going to take a long time to make stuff. Right now, rumors have been the Nintendo Switch 2, the next Switch or whatever, has already been being made for the past year to make sure they have no supply issues and constraint issues, and they're all good. So right now, the PS6 is not tomorrow, and we got to go through the PS5 Pro first, but they're definitely in the works. And one thing, the big thing to note, is as we're kind of going through this, we're seeing updates with it. And this is going to be a very intriguing one. I'm going to try to explain what's up with it. Well, right now we're hearing rumors that the PlayStation 6 might actually have a brand new ARM CPU with a brand new Sony job now leaking it. So a new Sony Interactive Entertainment job advertisement has some fans convinced that the PS6 CPU will likely be ARM-based. The job is for system software development and will task the incumbent with ensuring that games and programs are compatible across different architectures. Now, this is a little bit above me in terms of what I know. So I'm going to try my best to chime on in from what I did a little bit of pre-research on and what I've kind of suggested overall. But basically, we're trying to find a brand new, ongoing and becoming way more popular system, basically made for the game itself. So we are used to CPU, APU, GPUs, but we also have different companies like AMD, Intel, etc., who can kind of prioritize different things. But as times have been going on a little bit more, we're seeing more advancements in microchips, in say even phone chips, mobile chips, and more companies like TSM, etc., making different types of internals that can make things better. So right now it seems like they might be trying to make this big change to this ARM CPU instead. So is Sony considering switching CPU architectures for the PlayStation 6? So the ARM processors are basically the next kind of big end-all be-all for a lot of these internal processors, CPUs. And they've had rapid advancements, with major companies including Microsoft and Apple opting for custom ARM-based chips. So basically, Microsoft already familiar with it. They've done a lot of different things their flip phones, their tablets, all their weird computers, everything else with it. Maybe not necessarily with Xbox consoles, although if this could be the next big age for gaming and efficient gaming would maybe make sense for the next Xbox. And then Apple's also opting for their own custom ARM-based chips, which if Apple's doing it, a lot of people are taking note. They're also saying, in fact, there might be rumblings the next Xbox will also be switching from the x86 to this ARM branch that we're trying to go discuss right now. So let me give you guys a rundown on ARM, because I was trying to research it more myself, because it's just overall a processor. So just think the thing that's handling everything inside their stuff. But as we kind of went through this one, it seemed like it's just a more advanced processor that's able to handle a lot more, loads, a lot more various apps all at once. So basically saying the ARM, or it's an advanced RISC machine processor, is a type of central processing unit, or CPU, that uses a reduced instruction set computer architecture, basically making sure it's just a way more efficient chip, which is more brand new, which also makes sense why it'd be on a phone, because typically phones, obviously, are trying to compact a lot more into a smaller space. So basically, this is ARM processors are used in many electronic devices already, including smartphones, laptops, tablets, wearables, and music players. But one thing to note is a lot of these are more so for the mobile and smaller. So think like a phone, think like a watch, smartwatch. So they're also used in server optimized products, cloud computing, telecommunications, and high-end performance computing applications. So a lot of these things are focused on more of the higher end. So think efficiency in things like phones or like smartwatches or tablets, where they don't have the space really to be big. But if you include them in like a console in a big box, if you make it a little bit bigger or have more of them included, depending on how like they are able to maybe compute this, because obviously you can make anything you want if you're working with the companies themselves. And if you're like a PlayStation, Sony, whatever, they're going to custom make stuff for you. A good example is NVIDIA has their own custom made AI hosting chips. So AI, like big data centers, will be utilizing NVIDIA cards, and these specifically made for those. Like cost like $50,000, $10,000 to go have them custom made. But if say you're Nintendo, you're a PlayStation, and you're going to be doing a lot of sales with, let's say, AMD, you're going to go and be like, they'll do a lot. Like you're going to make them a few $1 billion. They're going to spend some money on you. So what it kind of seems as for this is that they're really known for their power efficiency and scalable performance. And the scalability is the big thing, because it also kind of lets it have like a base ground and maybe be able to go and fine tune improvements and introduce improvements a lot better for the PlayStation 6. So think about like you have a day one console. It might even be better over time because the technology might get more advanced, and you can basically have more internal like software updates, and they're basically able to go and like have like a higher limit and may not necessarily even need to have a PS5 Pro or PS6 Pro as quick. They also have the following features with load store architectures, integrated security, and orthogonal instruction sets too as well. Now, some of the stuff's a little bit above like what I would know, but it just seems like it's a very efficient chip that's been kind of a new emerging chip, and then it's been utilized in other various architectures already. So they're going to maybe want to switch up to something a little bit more new, which I think is cool. So basically, they're also saying they're designed to be used in multi-processing systems where more than one processor is used to process information, which is also intriguing because something like a PlayStation is the perfect example. So think about having to run multiple things at once. What is always being run in these consoles, or also example phones? So if you launch your PlayStation, you have the home screen, whereas like the store, your friends, your game menu, whatever, that could always be running. So imagine things like quick resume. Basically have a chance to switch between games really quick. All of this would make a lot of sense utilizing these brand new processors. It's a very efficient way. And on top of that too, once again, they have a chance to process maybe other things like ray tracing, your friends as well. Like, so imagine like you're in a call. If you're in a call on PlayStation, that will be taking up some of the CPU and RAM on your thing because it's just running more processes. You listen to music, you're in a call, whatever it might be, searching for friends, menus. And what are you doing most of the time in a console? You're almost always in menus and always playing games or whatever. Like, it just makes a lot of sense if hopefully I'm explaining it well. So this is really cool. Like, this might be some brand new technology for it. So overall, the big thing is that they've had a chance to know that big games are coming. Big like consoles are coming, and one of these documents was a Microsoft presentation too, which suggested that the company is entertaining the idea of building a next-gen system based on what we're talking about. There's a brand new updated CPU, and as well, even Reset Eras found a Sony job ad, and the translation of which reveals that the company is looking for someone who is familiar with recent major CPU architectures, aka this big ARM development, and they develop systems to enable programs developed for our entertainment game consoles to run on game consoles with different architectures. So maybe even having separate versions depending into as well. Or at the same time, maybe that wording is focused on, like I was saying, you have like a friend chat in the background. You want to make sure it's running good. You want to have quick resumes. You want to make sure it's running good. You want to make sure every type of menu and friend setting and like profile you pull up or reporting people, whatever, is all really efficient. So it's really fun to go and see this because they want to run this over here. And this would also allow maybe also backtracking. So any maybe game that's run for PS6 being made for PS6 might be also very easily converted to like a PS4, PS5, or PC. So I'm very intrigued to see that this future is going to be happening. Now, as well, we have some quick little side news too. We also do have brand new confirmation that Stellar Blade will most likely be coming to PC and other sequels based on how well the game came out. They're going to keep on expanding out their AAA efforts, invest in new IPs, and overall the sales went really good for Stellar Blade. I can't wait to play it on my Twitch stream too as well, play after Hellblade's all done, so it's all linked down below. They're also about to go and end up on the Korean Stock Exchange. Very cool to see. We also saw news that V Rising, which was a really cool indie game on PC coming out, kind of like a Diablo, but survival Diablo, coming out very soon. This was kind of the big news on PlayStation yesterday. Also, we did see Death Stranding 2's filming and recording is done. I cannot wait for this game. They still have to wait another year for them to do some final last-minute adjustments on the game, but I cannot wait. I'm going to play the heck out of this game, maybe do a replay through the game before, and I just appreciate you guys all so much for watching the video because this is going to be cool. So give me your thoughts on everything on the PS6. I'm excited for this one. Let me know in the comment section down below.